Hello, and welcome to my Hearts Iron 4 Let's Play series, or welcome back. Oh, what the heck? It's with the Twitch. Give me a second, guys. There we go. You are new to this series, check out on my YouTube channel page all the previous videos in this playlist. If you're watching Twitch, keep in mind you can find the older stuff more than a week back there on my YouTube series. Twitch will keep stuff up to a week. And it's not cut down to manageable sizes. Previous streams, you know, if I stream for 2 hours, I might cut down to 15-minute segments for YouTube. It's more watchable that way. Easier to, you know, watch 15 minutes, come back, watch 15 minutes a different day. So I am here playing as Syria. I'm helping the Norwegians win their civil war against capitalist Norway, and then beat Sweden. The Soviets just declared, well, actually, Soviet Lithuania has a focus to request invasions of Denmark and Finland, and they just did that, and they're going to actually request one of Sweden soon, probably two, because that's the other. They've done 2 of the 3, they'll probably do Sweden. Finland was in a faction with the United States, one of their focuses. Now the U.S. is at war with Soviet Union and Soviet Lithuania. And then the Soviets be at war with Sweden. So everyone's kind of fighting everyone here. We got the Brits fighting the Central Powers, and eventually the Brits will also declare war on the U.S. Spain joined the faction of Norway after they were already at war with Soviet Spain and Soviet Portugal. And so after the Soviets, you know, declared war and then mutual enemy. I was trying to figure out why Prepare for Next War wasn't giving you build slots, and I figured out it's because they have to own core states. They have to own and control. So what happened when Trotsky had a civil war with the Soviet Union, and Spain was actually a puppet of Trotsky, because the way that Trotsky left opposition civil war works is the original tag goes to Trotsky, and so Spain had remained loyal to Trotsky, and afterwards the Soviets puppeted all the nationalist tag Spain, which became Soviet Spain here with the Red Star, and Spain, Republican Spain, which had chosen to oppose the communists instead of to letting them win the elections, because they're already over half of communism supports if they hadn't taken this focus, and then later secure democratic principles and subvert Soviet control, they would have actually ended up flipping communists just via their elections, if not a demand for a referendum. Anyways, so Soviets puppet everything that the Republicans had a core on as national Spain, but left the Republicans with all the non-core provinces for some dumb reason. So they only own places they don't have cores, because they're still, I guess, like fascist resistance, because it was like fascist non-aligned Spain. I think they actually went their fascist path and Carlos broke off, or no, they didn't. They tried to unify the parties, but they were just still in the Carlos broke off. But yeah, Franco's. So there's still Francoists who are resisting in the states that are actually owned. So Spain doesn't have any states that are cored, owned, and controlled. It controls a lot of cores, but they're not owned. And it has non-core owned controlled states, like Vlad did. It can't restore. I forget I think it needs 35% compliance. It might be 25, but it can't restore any of its cores for a while. So and it won't do it right when it can. The AI is dumb about it, so it'll take them a while. So they're going to end up running Prepare for the Next War, and this normally get factories and build slots. Will do neither. They do at least get the war support. This would also, same thing. wartime industry. Neither of those be giving them build slots. That's frustrating, and they also declared war on the Soviets, even though they were already independent. But they did the War of Independence, which apparently declares war on the Soviet Union or gives them a vent, and the Soviets, because it's Bud, and they can't give them independence because they're already independent. I don't know. Either way, they ended up declaring a surprise war, and neither the newly created Soviet Spain nor Soviet Portugal, which is actually created at the same time, had any divisions, so they just easily took over the entire Iberian Peninsula. Now, I can't really defend this territory. I should probably ask for control of Santorini from the Republicans. They'll give me control of a state. Santorini. Wait, they'll give me other places like Madrid. Interesting. Don't they own Madrid? No, they don't. They control Spain, owner Soviet Spain. Okay, anywhere Soviet Spain is. So anywhere they don't have resistance, they would actually give me like Valencia, Madrid. They don't have. I could do it if I want to weaken them. But anyways, most likely after the war, they'll leave the Northern International, which will actually get later renamed to Northern People's Union, because Sweden will be probably puppeted in a faction, and that will allow it to be renamed the Northern People's Union and get the shared focus tree. Speaking of shared focus trees, Romania flipped communist while they're still in the Central Powers. They lose access. Did they ever have access to the shared focus tree? I don't know. They might not have. I think it's only vassals of Austria, the ones that share its color. Hungary might get access, especially because of Hungary. I see it in Hungary, indivisible, and that's interesting. But I don't think Romania ever had access to it. All right. So it either has to be the region or country, or any other country is in faction or is a subject. And one of the following must either be Hungary or must be original country is Austria-Hungary. Please demand Hungarians. So it's either original country is Austria, basically. I think they've renamed themselves. Or they're one of the certain list of countries. So yeah, Romania never had access. And yeah, they've renamed themselves Austria-Hungary, even though Hungary still exists. Interesting. Wait, was Serbia on the list of those countries? Does that mean they can... Let's see. Bosnia, Slovenia, Slovakia, Transylvania. Montenegro, no, Serbia is not. Nowhere is Macedonia. But interestingly, Transylvania, if they were to create it, is... Which is probably a reason for them to do that. To create Transylvania. And Slovakia, which... is occupied by Hungary. So, do they have a focus, the Austrians, that would carve up Hungary or something? I don't know. I saw demand Hungarian submission. Somehow they end up in a faction with them, but it doesn't look like they actually demanded their submission. I'm not sure how. Maybe they bypass if they're already in a faction. So anyways, yeah, if they carved up Hungary, they could actually get Slovakian, and if they carved up Romanian and Transylvanian nations, that will get the shared focus tree. But whatever. Not crying that they're misusing their focus tree, screwing themselves. But Spain, Spain will leave after the war, most likely, because Norway will end up during world tension just through annexing their own cores from the capitalists, and probably, all have switched to playing as them by then. They're puppeting Sweden, which they would probably do, if I hadn't swapped in. The point is, they'll be annoyed through to generated world tension with Norway. And as a result, Spain will probably leave the faction and join the faction of the United States, which they have a focus for. Ideological allies will put them in that faction. So I actually don't want them to have all these military factories and civ and stuff that they could get from those focuses, probably because, well, they're going to be an enemy, and it's going to be hard to take them down for a while as Norway, even with the faction. The Spanish Navy is, I think, quite a bit larger than the Norwegian. 2 battleships, 25. Norway has the destroyer conversions, actually. Probably wouldn't be horrifically hard to sink the Spanish Navy and divide them up. Still, the main problem is that they would be allied with the United States, which would, that would be the problem. If Spain was just left the faction, it would be no problem. But they'll join America's faction. And that's going to be a gigantic, behemoth faction to take down, especially if they get more territory, like create supervised states out of the Soviet Union, which are automatically then in America's faction. It's going to be a mess. So, probably not a terrible thing that Spain won't get any build slots, and that they took down Soviet Spain before that had build slots that would have just probably been inherited by Spain anyways. As much as I dislike focuses being, not going well. And, yeah, but maybe I shouldn't try to weaken them right now. Grabbing Santorini would make sense, though, because it'll be hard to puppet their cores, but they won't have cores here. While they do have a division there that would fight the Portuguese declared war, which they might do, reclaim cores. Boy. Oh, boy. I could get some state up here like Leon, but yeah, it wouldn't be able to compete. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it as is, and when I become Norway, I'll try and create a puppet here and then extend it south down to Beja so that we get naval dockyards. Because there's going to be a Soviet Portugal and a Soviet Portugal could be allowed to continue to exist, probably. I don't know. Give me a sec to think. Yeah, I think I did, and then went to the bathroom. Quick. Well, I thought while I went to hit the bathroom real quick. So, everything's going to be basically the players with the most war support be grabbing stuff. There is Norway. Spain will have some, and they'll need to grab their cores back. Or from the National Spain tag, which will probably cease to exist. Might be possible to puppet one of their states. So there's a National Spain rump state, although they'll probably have run everything that can give them build slots. Presumably, even though they don't control any. Expand the war industry requires them to be in faction with a fascist power. Ooh. Yeah, that's not happening. Agricultural self-sufficiency. They'll probably run just to get rid of the spirit. Yeah, so they won't be able to add any build slots to wherever. Now, creating an ideology well, I can't even do independent ideology, but leaving a rump state and creating a puppet could be helpful, maybe. But, it's probably not going to be possible to do much more than puppet this and maybe compete for some of the nationalist Spain areas, like up here. Maybe try and puppet them in Asturias and leave a rump state in Leon or something. I don't know. I just don't know. And hey, if the Republican Spain this, they might actually liberate stuff to the Fifth Portuguese Empire, though, is what I'm worried about. Because that has the original Portugal tag. And yeah, so they'll hand it over to fascists, which is not terribly unrealistic. You might think it is, but historically, right-wing capitalists have very often cooperated with fascists. So, yeah. It would probably not be terrible to ask for control of something. I'll need to wait until I can defend the territory. Right now, I've got a tiny number of divisions here. I was probably going to disband this after recruiting one more general. I can defend if somehow a naval invasion were to occur. But this is not nearly enough of a military presence to hold off Portuguese, whereas, the Republican Spanish have this very big division, and they'll probably stick more on the border as they get more troops. So, yeah, I'll leave them with it for now. Maybe they'll hold on to something after the war. You never know. Thinking way ahead if I'm thinking of a peace deal, since that requires defeating the Soviet Union, most likely, which, that's not going to happen quickly. I don't think Soviet Spain doesn't have any territory really. It just has it's just basically a nation exile in the Soviet Union, but not with the exile mechanics that democracies get. So, we'll see if I even get to the point of defeating the Soviets, or if something happens like the US ends up at war with my faction first. Alright, let's pause this, get this going a little. All this red and wait. That's some infantry equipment stockpiled. Artillery? There's something I missed? I don't think I just... Somewhere along the line I met all my demands for the stuff. Interesting. Very interesting. This should be renamed. This is 12th Mountain Division. These guys can be given artillery, but in this case, some infantry equipment's all basic. But these guys here could, train a couple more battalions, or two width. Why not? I mean, 4 width. These. Merge it all up. Start enlarging the number of divisions here, and then I eventually get enough men here to maybe be able to ask for occupation of Santorini or Beja. And Beja is actually more industry, and you know, if the peace deal happens, I'm controlling Syria. I don't want to be competing with Norway for anything really. I don't have enough war score. Let them puppet this and this, and I would puppet this. More likely though, I'd be Norway by then. I could then puppet these two, and by that point, maybe Syria would have puppeted the south if it's going to, and I would, you know. So yeah, Beja would actually make the most sense to puppet. It's also got more mill, which is just more valuable. And I can do a better job of choosing the right resistance things. Right now it's military, governor, and some compliance to be lost when I request occupation. Maybe actually this will lead to a Spanish division going elsewhere. You know what? That's a possibility. I'm going to ask for control right now then. Beja. Alright, this is also going to use some of the, it's going to use the 2th training infantry. Looks like it takes 5 battalions of men, so 500 basic infantry equipment. Alright, well. Where's the crate? Empty. Right, I was meaning to cavalry. Assuming suppression. Yeah, it's the same, and it just costs more camels, so yep, a cavalry division. I mean, if I had military police, I'd do a larger one. Just the basic infantry equipment. And this, now that I have occupied territory stuff, this would be the default. It's a little cheaper in terms of manpower and industry, so. Boom. And if the Spanish pull their troops well, they have to garrison one port and one border place. I already have 2 divisions on my coast, so could send them. It's reasonably safe to cross this far. It could get sunk there, maybe, but unlikely. Resistance target 43%. Oh, that's because the garrison fulfillment hasn't completed yet. All right. Send these 2 guys. To Portimao, I guess, or no, that actually to the closest port, and then they can just travel by rail. It's probably faster. Not the closest, Almeria. Oh. There's a rail bridge there. I'll just... The AI usually knows the shortest path in terms of... Can't even see it. It's like a micro front. I hate when it does that because... But, yeah. Somewhere around here is a front line that I can't see now. And I'll card the port. Looks like Alicante, and then they'll probably travel overland there. And they even have some artillery. And some weapons slightly better than just basic. Oh, I have lined them up for getting assault rifles. Oh. Actually, the better equipped ones, the ones who are not going to be at the land war. That's dumb. I'll put them here. These guys. It's a front. Kidding me? Whatever, this will work. Let's put them both there for now. And get more people, put them toward now. The ships yet. Wants to let me select that microfront or delete it. It doesn't. I hate that. I really hate that where there's tiny little pieces here. Two provinces border each other, but you can't see any front lines drawn. Whatever. This guy's old guard. Well, he has a fence doctrine, which actually helps defending, because I don't know, counterattacking better something. Invader, which can eventually be useful. If they do, you know, invasions, or if he gains a skill and then shore bombardment, naval liaison. In some cases that'll be beneficial. Sometimes a shore bombardment. Anyways. Anyways, 37% of its manpower, and it's waiting for the equipment to be delivered, I guess. It just assigned there. Let's just... Or, you know what? No. Shows enough basic rifles around. divisions may need to get upgrade off basic equipment, but it's around somewhere. Maybe not. Alright. Fine. Iceland wants to give me a convoy? Sure. Norway is intriguingly slowly going communist here. Some other country was surprisingly gaining communist support. I'm trying to remember where. Somewhere. Oh, Norway for sure. Estonia is communist influence and will eventually flip communist. Latvia, maybe not. It's got more online stuff. Oh, Latvia will give me military access. As well as Estonia. That could actually be useful. Probably concerns over the Soviets. Trouble focusing here with the music, so give me a sec to pause that. And while I was away, get all this stuff. Looks like a bunch of people all ended up in this one state. Oh yeah, because they were attacking from the north and south. That's right. Well, equipped to deal with the counterattack. Definitely need men here. There's my bigger divisions. I'm gonna send them there. Make sure this doesn't fall because they need to be able to reorganize, but also Mountaineers so they can move here quicker if they really need to. Game hit a couple other divisions to send. That's fine. Alright, advanced radio, done. The electronics company pay for itself. Artillery upgrade. Do rocket artillery upgrade too. What, starting trucks? Eh. Do rocket artillery too. So my existing units fight better. Sacrificing range for impact. We can mount heavier rockets on larger vehicles. Operating in teams, these artillery batteries can cooperate to reload and relocate quicker. Yep, I'll grab advanced artillery. Advanced rocket artillery won't be too much longer. It's a better artillery piece. Actually more soft attack than advanced artillery. No more resource demands than, whereas advanced artillery requires more steel than improved. Rocket artillery are the future, and they're actually the present as well because of my resource constraints. When I switch these to advanced artillery, I'm pretty sure they'll have lower production efficiency than the rocket. So maybe, nah. Yeah, I'll buff it. I'll swap them because I want the most efficient lines to get preferential resource access. Though soon enough they'll be switching to advanced rocket artillery as well. White Death. As wars come to the Republic of Finland, many hunters, militiamen, and shooting clubs marksmen have taken up arms to fight off their oppressors. The Finnish sisu flows through them as they stem off enemy attacks, utilizing the Finnish nature to their advantage, something that has come to be known by the enemy soldiers as the White Death. Right. It's a noxious thing. Should not. I mean, it leads to a ridiculous, overpowered spirit that honestly is pure historical fiction. Yeah, the Finnish fought well, but this will lead to, I kid you not, Soviet divisions in the Siberia suffering attrition. I forget if it gives a negative spirit to the Soviets or just a state modifier or what, but it's noxious. Maybe they changed it, fixed it, I don't know. Why does it not have garrison fulfillment? They've gotten their manpower and infantry equipment. I guess it just hasn't arrived yet or something. Being frustrating like that. And the regions are frustrating me by pushing the border there. Right now I need to finish these guys off. Where are they going? Stay put. When the game randomly decides, oh, no. No. Are they not assigned at the front or something? No, the game's just decided it doesn't like where I put people and it's going to read balance, and it doesn't care what. What I want. Here we go. You guys need to be here because these motorized divisions are no joke. And you know what? Territory is already gained. This division keeps trying to send there. Let's stick here. So I'll have to retake the territory hopefully later. Do that. Alright, international is expired. Collectivist ethos expired. They really do anything for me anymore anyways. Six divisions here? I don't remember putting so many. Did I get pushed off something, or maybe I just assigned some guys fresh? Oh, the Norwegians. That doesn't even make sense. Well, whatever. There's not enough divisions here to hold off the counterattack tanks. Get there real fast. Reorganize and dig in.